Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm just going to go through my watch list this week just to kind of go through the pairs I'll be paying attention to. I haven't been uploading as frequently as I was before. Obviously I didn't upload last weekend and I didn't upload yesterday. I normally do a recap video every week and analysis every week as well, but one, I've been really busy, and two, I've kind of been thinking about the direction I want to take the channel, in that when I started recording these videos, it was predominantly for my benefit. You know, I wanted to kind of keep myself accountable, so track myself every week, staying true to my analysis, staying true to my trading rules. And you know, if I figured if I put these videos on YouTube, I'd have to stay accountable to myself, right? And to be fair, it's already kind of served this purpose, so I no longer need to do the videos to keep myself accountable. But you know, it's still something that I enjoy doing, and I know a few of you guys messaged me as well to say that the videos have been really useful as well. So I don't know, I'll take some time out to kind of think about it and kind of figure out what direction I want to, if I want to continue doing these videos. And if I do, then well, whenever I figure it out, I will let you guys know and post a video about it. But anyway, for now, I'll just kind of go through the pairs I'm looking at this week. So the first pair on the list here is AUDJPY. All of these moves kind of already played out as expected, right? So you know, I kind of did analysis around this area, and I was saying because of this impulsive break of this trend line, and we had this kind of ascending, well, not ascending, but this kind of triangle formation, and we had the breakout, we might possibly see that shift in structure, right? Because we broke past these previous lows after that tightening of price, and we broke past very impulsively. So so that move already played out. I didn't actually catch this move, and I didn't take this one either, right? So we were looking for it to pull back and retest these broken lows just here, right, where that blue ray was, which it did. It had some consolidation around the area and then it broke out. But there's no real trading opportunity yet for me on this pair, but I'm gonna keep it on my list purely because I'm interested to see what direction it's gonna go from here, right? So what I'm looking at, the reason why there's no trading opportunity for me just yet, because even though we broke the structural lows and we had the pullback as expected, we failed to create a lower low, right? So we created a lower high, but we failed to create a lower low. So we very well might see a longer term correction. So we very well might see, you know, a kind of slower kind of correction like this, right, and then a continuation. And if that's the case, I don't want to be trading within this area, right? So I'm just gonna keep it on my list to see what price does. On the lower time frames, I'm expecting probably to see a break of these highs, right? And at which point you probably may see just like a break above, a retest, and a continuation to then kind of complete this kind of flag formation like that, right? But that's not something I'm interested in, but I'm just gonna keep it on the list to see how the pair develops. AUDUSD, cool. Yeah, so we created a lower low and we also created a lower high. The lower high retested these broken lows just here, and we having a stronger kind of recovery, right? This was as a result of NFP on Friday, all right? So that was Friday's trading activity, but we created a lower low. So there's no, actually, let me just check to see. It might be if there's any divergence here. Yeah, so you see we were being divergent. So we currently had a lower low on price, but we're having a higher low on the RSI, right? So even though that was a strong move down, it was weak in momentum. So we very well might see price start pushing up from here, which we already kind of did, and we broke back above this high and we broke back above this high. So might see a correction starting to happen, maybe well, not a correction, but you know, a shift back into some buying pressure. We very well might have that kind of W formation, right? And then have that continued move higher. And if we do, then, and we break these highs, then that may be a valid trading level for me, right? So if something like that happens, then you know, I'll have that confirmation of a W formation together with a break back above, which would be, I guess, daily highs, and then, you know, if that does happen, I may very well look for trading opportunities upon breaking above here. CADCHF. Alright, so this move already played out. We had the break above, impulsively pulled back to that 50% level and pushed back to previous highs, so that already played out. Now what I'll be looking for on this pair is a break of these highs, even though it's kind of been rangy, right? It's been kind of rangy for some time. If I am gonna look to get another entry on this pair, well, not another entry, an entry, because I didn't take a trading opportunity here. If I am gonna take an entry on this pair, I'll just wait for a break of these highs, right? Come back, retest with rejection, and then look for continuation. Might line up nicely as well with maybe like a steep, this kind of steep trend line thingy here, right? So something like that. Confluence of the trend line, broken highs. That might be a nice trading opportunity if it does set up. CADJPY. So this one also played out as expected. So we had the push into the these previous daily highs just here, right? So we had that push into that level. We had the push higher, meeting these previous highs just here. But what I'm looking at on this pair, right, is one, we're currently at this kind of trend line, right? And it already kind of broke past it, but there was no continuation, right? And we're also sitting at this kind of order block area, right, where we had that tightening of price and then that explosive move higher, right? So this is why we're seeing so much interaction at this level, right? So we had support here, it broke through, resistance here, and currently resistance as well. So I'm interested to see what price is going to do from this level. I'm not super convinced in taking any short opportunities. If I am going to take short opportunities, I want to see a structural break and then some continuation. But because we're sitting at this level right now, at this previous block and this kind of trend line, plus we failed to make a lower low after breaking structure, right? We formed the lower high, but we failed to make that lower low. So we very well might see a push higher, correction, and then look for continuation. So what that might look like for me, I would wait to see what price does at the level, right? Let price figure itself out, right? let whatever needs to happen. See possibly a strong move higher, like a nice strong bullish push higher, a slower correction back to the level, right? Some rejection here at the level, and then continuation. If this sets up like that, then I'll be interested in trading off of this level. If it pushes lower from where it is now, then I'd probably look for lower time frame entries upon a crack of this kind of structural level here, right? And maybe trade it down to these previous lows just here, right? So if we do see price kind of start to push lower from where it is, then, you know, maybe I'll be interested in taking a short there. I'm not sure, because, you know, we also have maybe this kind of steeper, it's not an official trend line here, but, you know, we might have that kind of steeper trend line forming, right? So I don't know, I'll have to see some clear impulsive moves and make trading decisions as and when they develop. But, you know, I'll be keeping it on my list just to pay attention to it. CHFJPY. Yeah, so this is very, very identical to, I guess, a bunch of the JPY pairs, right? It didn't push as low as I thought it would. I thought it would push into these previous highs just here, but it didn't, right? It didn't quite get there. But, you know, we're having that push higher, right? And like all the other JPY pairs, we very well might see just a kind of longer term 3-wave kind of correction, and then that kind of continuation, right? Forming that possible forming that possible kind of corrective channel, something like that, right? And then continuation. I don't know if that will happen, that's just speculation, but you know, I'm keeping it on the list just like the other ones, just to see if we have that kind of impulsive move. If we do have that longer term correction, then I'll look for a breaker structure to look for short opportunities in the future. And obviously, if we have an impulsive move higher, like an impulsive break higher, breaking past these previous highs, like a strong impulsive break higher, I don't know, because we have this area of previous support, previous resistance, right? So there's no sense really taking any buy opportunities here because of this level here. So I don't know, we'll have to wait to see how price develops on this one, and if there's any clear moves, if there's any clear if there's any clear kind of structural breaks higher, like a nice clear move higher and a slow correction, maybe back down to this support level or these previous highs, then maybe I'll be interested in continuation trades there. But for now, it's just really watching to see how price develops and paying attention to it. EURAUD, so I think this one's just still in this channel, right? I was hoping to see a retest of this level. There's a smaller level within here to kind of complete the channel, but that level just wasn't respected. It just kind of broke all the way through, came back almost all the way down to the lows of the channel, but there was no trading opportunities there, so I can get rid of that. But we just kind of stuck in this longer corrective channel right after this massive sell-off. So I'm gonna just change this to red because I want to pay attention to how price is going to develop. There's no trading opportunities in here for me at all, but I want to see how price will develop if there's any kind of impulsive moves in any direction. EURCAD, this should be green. All right, so EURCAD finally set up for me. So I got an entry just here after we had that kind of liquidity move higher, right? We had that nice spike higher in the range, right? So we had that impulsive move lower, started to correct in what I was looking at as a kind of flat correction. We had the spike above, liquidating all the people trying to go short at the top of the range, and then we had that bearish engulfing candle. So I entered on the close of that bearish engulfing candle, and then just kind of waiting to see if price develops, right? Because as I kept saying for lots of analysis in the past, all of my analysis videos, I just want to see price return to this area of origination before this massive push higher, right? And we've been slowly trying to push back to that level, and I've been trying to get short ever since. I missed a few opportunities around here, didn't get an opportunity here, but you know, in this correction here, I decided to get short back, I think it was about a week or 2 weeks ago. But yeah, I did analysis around this area, and I was saying maybe if price pushes up into this area, highs of the range, and gives me an entry reason, I'll consider getting short. We had an impulsive break of the range lows. I've got an alert set just at the range lows, the start of the range lows, so just here. So I'm going to be looking for scaling opportunities potentially this week if it happens. So if we get continuation, right, if we get some continuation on a correction back to the broken range lows, then I'll look for another entry there to try to scale into the opportunity, right? EURCHF. So this one's been a painful position for me. We did hit that first TP earlier this week, but you know, it's kind of pulling back to entry, right? And my stops are on break even, so we very well might be taken out on break even. But yeah, this has been a slow, very painful trade to be in. But you know, it is what it is. If it comes and takes me out, then it's all good. EUROJPY. So very similar again to all the other JPY pairs, right? So we pulled into the broken highs, we had the rejection, we had the push higher. The push higher was a lot more impulsive than I thought it would be. And as with the other JPY pairs, we pushed higher, right? We had the confirmation of a lower high, but we also had a higher low, right? So not interested in trading anything within here. However, if price does impulsively break past these highs, I'll look for trading opportunities here to probably get long. Yeah, equally, if we start to push lower and we have continuation of this impulsive move, then I'd probably also look to try to get short, right? So yeah, if we have an impulsive break lower, maybe breaking past these lows, it depends on how price develops, right? If we impulsively break past these lows just here, then maybe I'll take a trading opportunity on a smaller time frames back to these previous lows, right? And then look for a lower low potentially. So yeah, as with all the other JPY pairs, I'm just keeping it on my list this week to see how price develops, if it develops, and if there's kind of any impulsive moves in either direction, right? GBPAUD, GBPCAD, and GBPCHF, I just have it highlighted as purple because these pairs have just been super rangy for some months, right? Just been in this very long-term range, so I just want to pay attention to them to kind of see if there's any impulsive moves that develop in either direction, and then look for trading opportunities, right? This here for me, yeah, it's super messy, right? But you know, I think after this accumulating for so long, there's bound to be an impulsive move at some point, right? So we ought to see an impulsive breakout at some point. So I just want to keep these pairs on my list to see how price develops, and if there are impulsive moves, then I want to get involved in trading opportunities. GBP, JPY, as with all the other JPY pairs, keeping it on the list this week to see how it develops. This one actually pulled all the way back to these previous highs, right? So I don't know. It's a little bit funky, right? We had that higher low, so we had the breaker structure. We created a lower low. Technically we created a lower high, but also created a higher low. So yeah, just kind of gonna keep this one on the list as well, just to see if there's any impulsive moves in any direction. If there's a break of this steeper trend line just here, might look for a retest of depends on how it breaks, might look for a retest of the broken lows just to maybe trade it back down to these previous lows. But like with all the other ones, I just want to keep it on the list to pay attention to price. GBPUSD, so this one, right, so we kind of have this kind of steep, I don't know, a steep trend line there, maybe something like that. So we had a breaker structure right here. We created this lower low, created a lower high. We also created another lower low. So for this one, it's probably going to be very simple for me. I'm going to wait to see a break of these previous lows here. If price is going to continue in this downtrend, the recently started downtrend, then that's what I'm going to wait to see happen, right? I want to see a break of these previous lows here if I am going to get short on this pair. But I have a feeling, because of how price developed, right? We had that impulsive move lower, fairly strong move higher, and then a slow move back down to previous lows, breaking previous lows. So actually, let me look at the RSI. I bet there'll be divergence here. Yeah, so so we have here lower low on price, but higher lows on the RSI. So price is divergent at the moment, right? And that's heavily divergent as well. So, and we had that impulse, we had that three kind of strong candles, right, on Friday. Look at the daily chart. So lower low on price, look at the RSI on the daily. Yeah, so also divergent on the daily, right? So we have higher lows on the daily here, right? So my I don't know. So what I'll do, so I'm probably not gonna go short, so that's a lie. So what I will do on this pair, right, is I'll probably wait for, let me see if this is a neat trend line just here. Yeah. Okay, so this is what I'll do. Because this is divergent here and we had those previously, this previous area of support here on the daily time frame, right? We have this previous resistance here, support. So this is what I'm looking at just here, right? I mean, it did break through, but you know, this is the zone just here, right? Like this is the entire zone kind of around here, right? So we did kind of tap into the zone and we pushed higher, and we currently at the zone again, and we currently being divergent. Plus we kind of having that corrective structure into the level. So what I'll do is wait to see if there's an impulsive break higher. So we currently have this little trend line here, right? We had the divergence forming. So what I'll wait to see is an impulsive break higher, breaking past this structural level just here. Look for a retest. As long as this is an impulsive break, like a nice strong impulsive break, wait for a retest, and then I'll look for continuation. So that's how I'll probably trade that, and it may very well play out to be kind of like a little head and shoulders, right? Which will be a perfect continuation for that reversal of trend. And we also might be having that W formation as well, right? So yeah, something to pay attention to. I'll be looking at that this week. Hopefully we get that impulsive break higher, retest the structural high here. All right, so that's the area I'll be interested in, and then look for continuation from there, as long as it's an impulsive break higher. All right, something like that. All right, NZDCAD. So there's nothing here. I'm taking this off of my list. I don't know why that's highlighted. NZDJPY. So yeah, so very similar to all the other JPY pairs. So again, just paying attention to those just to see what happens. This one played out as expected, pushed back into these previous highs, and we had the move, somewhat of a move lower, but still gonna wait to see how price develops, right? So because of that, again, because of that higher low, I don't know what we'll be seeing, right? We're gonna wait to see what price tells me it wants to do. So if we get that impulsive push higher, we tested these previous highs and then look for continuation. Equally, just like the other pairs, as long as if we gonna continue in the downtrend, I'd probably want to see a break of maybe this trend line, maybe the structural low, and then look for continuation. But for now, very confusing, right? So you just have to wait to see how price develops, what it wants to do, and then make trading decisions from there. This level already played out. I can get rid of that. So the highs I'll be looking at for a retest, if we have that impulsive break higher, would be these highs just there. NZDUSD. So okay, so on this pair, let's see. All right, so we had we can get rid of this. I was not touch this chart in some time, so we can get rid of that. Probably extend this trend line a little bit lower. Okay, so price is currently at this trend line as it is. We had that. Okay, so we had, let's just look here, right? So high, low, lower high, higher low. Okay, so what I'll be waiting for, if price is to continue in its current trend, if price is to continue in a downtrend, right, I'm gonna wait for a break of these previous lows just here. So from where price is now, wait for a break of these previous lows, look for a retest there, and then look for continuation. But again, like GBPUSD, this is also kind of forming very similar, taken similar fashion, just like GBPUSD and AUDUSD. We had that impulsive break, impulsive move higher on Friday, and we failed to make equal low, right? And we had every opportunity to. So, and plus we closed off the day on Friday very strong and bullishly. Let me have a look at the daily time frame. Yeah, so there you go, right? So on the daily time frame, we had that bullish engulfing candle here, taking out all that price action just there. So not all that price action, just 2 days of trading activity. So I don't know, we might very well see it push higher this week, right? But for me to get involved into taking any long opportunities, price will have to make some decisions, right? So it'll have to obviously impulsively break the trend line, break these previous highs, start to form bullish structure, and then I'll look to get involved, right? So I'll pay attention to it. That's obviously probably why it's red. Yeah, I didn't look at the chart for a while, so yeah, so I'll keep it as red just to see how price develops. If this does happen and it's a nice strong impulsive break, plus we have that W formation, if it does develop, then I'll be happy in trading some long opportunities there. USDCHF. Okay, so on this pair, all right, so this didn't play out. Well, at least it didn't play out yet. And also this didn't play out, right? So I was looking for price. So I did analysis way back around this area, and I was looking for price to pull back into these previous broken highs, right? And plus we have that little order block area just there where we had that tightening of price and then that explosive move. But that didn't happen either. However, we did make a higher high, right? So we did make a higher high, even though, I mean, I bet this is very, very corrective. So let's have a look at the RSI. I bet that's probably divergent as well. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So we had higher high on price. Right. So higher highs on price, and this magnet. Right. So higher highs on price. Right. But we have lower highs on the RSI. So yeah. See. So most times you don't actually. I mean, sometimes you don't actually need the RSI to see divergence. You can probably just have a look at how price is moving. And see that weakness in momentum, just there, right? So you can kind of tell that's a divergent move. But I know I'm not gonna trade any short opportunities here. My bias is still to the upside. I have this zone drawn in here, which this previous area of support, resistance, and then we had that nice order block area there where we had that strong impulsive move, tightening up price, and then another strong impulsive move. Because of this big strong push higher, my bias is still gonna be for long opportunities. But I'm not gonna do any trading. I'm not gonna have any trading activity within this area. What I'd like to see is a nice slow corrective. I mean, it can do whatever it wants to do up until maybe around these previous lows, right? But approaching the level, I'd like to see a nice slow kind of corrective move into the level. Right, and then I'll look for trading opportunities around that level, right? This is the clearest thing for me just here. I mean, yes, if it does push lower, it'll break that level of structure there, but it depends on how it gets there, if it gets there, right? So I'll just pay attention to it. I have it marked as red because it's not super clear for me, but I still want to keep it on my list because I believe there'll be some nice trading opportunities coming ahead because of this strong impulsive move. Right, and then last pair for me this week is USDJPY. So this one's probably this trade this trade pissed me off, man. So I was in this trade a couple of weeks ago and the price just tapped the stop loss. I mean, I think the trade was invalidated nonetheless, right? So I got out of the trade, I think about 3/4 way to the stop loss. But it just literally just tapped my stop and then pushed into what would have been final TP, right? So that's annoying, but whatever, that's trading for you. So what I'll be looking for on this pair, I'll just clean it up a little bit. It's kind of super simple, right? I'll leave that on there for now. But yeah, what I'll be looking for here is just long opportunities. We're currently testing these previous highs right now. If there's an entry opportunity here for me, there's no entry opportunity yet. I'd like to see some rejection of the level. It's not rejecting as it is, so I'll wait for entry confirmation, hopefully like a little morning star or bullish engulfing candle or something, and then look for probable trading opportunities for continuation here. We might very well just see price kind of crash lower beneath the zone, and if it does, then that trading level will obviously be invalidated for me, right? So yeah, I mean, something I'll be paying attention to at market open. And if it does set up, then cool, I'll take an entry as long as it's a clear entry. If not, then I'll just leave it to do its thing. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for this week. Like I said at the start of the video, I'll probably do some thinking over the next week, couple of weeks, just to see what makes the most sense for me in terms of where I like to take the channel. So if you guys have any ideas or tips or things you'd like to see or things you'd like to see me continue doing, just feel free to get in touch, leave a little comment below. Yeah, and let me know. Hopefully we get some good ideas going. Cool. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. And obviously, as usual, if you like what you see and you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe. And if you think these videos would be useful to anybody else trying to learn to trade or may gain some value from the way I explain stuff and the way I trade, then obviously just feel free to share it with them. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.